All right, good morning, everyone. So yesterday was another tough day. I think I went maybe 6 miles, went over Dragon's Tooth, and it was, mid 90s, almost 100 degrees. Yesterday it was extremely, extremely hot, very exposed, and I ended up going to a gas station that was a little ways off trail to hang out and relax, and I eventually decided it was not worth it to go back out. I was really showing signs of maybe not heat stroke, but definitely was overheating. I had very little water with me when I was going over, so I was very dehydrated. I felt nauseous. It was a bad situation. So I decided let's go ahead and stay at a hostel that was down the road. And it was a good idea because apparently a big old storm came through overnight. So I think it was a good choice, a good decision. But now I'm behind, which I'm about 25 miles from Daleville still. I was hoping to be able to get in later tonight. Was my original plan. It's looking like probably tomorrow morning now instead, but it is what it is. You know, I got to just hike my own hike, take my time, but that means I'm still in this sort of low bubble right here with almost no one else around, but that's all right. The good news though is that I'm only about 10 miles away from McAfee Knob, so should definitely be crossing over that later today. It's kind of an iconic spot and a big milestone for the AT, so everyone takes their photo there. It's kind of a cool spot, but yeah, so should be at least a productive day and fun day, but it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a lot of hiking. I stayed at the Four Pines Hostel last night, which is kind of a cool setup. There's some folks that have a big old garage, 3 or 4 door garage that they converted into a bunk room. It's got a bunch of couches and stuff you can kind of hang out at. It's definitely more of a party hostel, but it is donation based, which is nice. But definitely wouldn't show up if it was just, a family or if you're really wanting to get a good night's sleep. But everyone was in bed probably by 10, 11 o'clock, but lights out was at 10. So everyone's pretty respectful of the bedtimes around here, which is very nice. Also because all of us are just always so exhausted. But the guys that run it were really wonderful. They shuttle you around. There's to the grocery and to the gas station and whatnot. But yeah, overall, really enjoyed the stay there. Would have stayed another day if it wasn't for just really wanting to get into Daleville, do a zero, relax, get some actual food that's maybe a little healthier than, the gas station pizza that they had. So all right, so technically I'm cheating again. I took a fire road, which is a much, much easier road to get up to McAfee Knob. It's about 3 miles worth of blue blazing, and it just makes, here, check this out. Look how nice and flat and just a steady uphill this is. Instead of going up and down and through difficult terrain, this is saving my foot, and hopefully this will help me get to McAfee Knob before a storm comes through. And also, I'm still hoping to push all the way into Daleville today. We'll see if that happens. It's a lot of miles, but I can roll up late. I can night hike. So let's see if I got the energy for it. All right, so McAfee Knob was absolutely incredible, and I got a couple more miles. We're gonna head up Tinker Cliffs, and then after that I will be setting up shelter. But yeah, this was an amazing view. You get that iconic look out over the ledge there, or the cliff. Got a couple good photos, but yeah, I'm excited to get to camp, get over Tinker Cliffs and get to camp and call it a night. All right, well, I'm about to come up on the shelter here tonight. Really good day. Did about 15 miles, got some awesome views. Foot was feeling good. It was a little exhausting just doing the 2 ascents, but I got about 10 miles to get into Dalesville, ready to be in town and relax for a bit. So, well deserved. All right, good morning, everyone. So there's an early morning start. Excited to get into Daleville. spend some time in town, shower, laundry, food, a bed. Always the things that you miss the most. It's the simplest of things. But yeah, only got 9.5 miles to get there, so hopefully it'll take me maybe 4 hours, I'm hoping, maybe less. Well, yeah, 4.5 maybe. All right, so just left Glasgow. That was an awesome little town. It's really small, but they had a shelter there in the town, which was really cool, behind the one restaurant. And so it had a shower and toilets and whatnot. So it's a really great place to actually spend some time there and to do a zero. I know there was a lot of folks that were doing that while we were there. But yeah, it should be, we're going to try to push about 20 miles. I finally met back up with my friends, which is wonderful to be around folks again. They are pushing strong though, so we're going to try to push the 20 miles here today and get to a shelter and call it a day. I'm a little tired. I had a big climb in the morning, but then it should be nice and relatively flat for the rest of the day. But I think we're only a few days away from making it to the Shenandoah National Park. And we're talking about aquablazing that, which would be taking a canoe down a river instead of hiking it, actually. So I've heard some good things about it. It's a lot of fun. People highly recommend it. So we'll see what we end up doing. But I'm glad to be back with the group in case we do decide to do that. I wouldn't do it solo otherwise. So. All right, just passed through the 800-mile mark. I got about 7 more miles left until we get to the shelter, set up camp, and it's about 5 o'clock already. So we'll be getting in a little late. So there's been a ton of blowdowns around here today. There was a big storm that came through last night and took a lot of these trees down. So I was very glad and happy that I was not out here when that happened. It's scary stuff.
That's the path to Imodium powder. Stop packing that oil and drink it.
All right, so good morning. Getting started again here today. Had a wonderful night's sleep last night. I was right next to the river. So I had a really productive sleep. Yeah, it's been good to be back near friends and whatnot, but it should be another steep climb out of here this morning and then coast the rest of the way. I think we're going to try to go 22 miles, which is quite a bit, but there's a restaurant tomorrow that we're hoping to get to before it closes. Thankfully, the heat wave has subsided. We're back down to the 70s, something actually a little more manageable, but boy, there was a few days there. It was very, very rough. I mean, people were having issues with heat exhaustion, potential heat stroke. I mean, people were vomiting on trail because they just did not have enough fluids in them, not enough electrolytes. It's just causing a lot of exhaustion. So very, very happy that we've got the nice cool weather. The storm that came through was scary. It was bad. It knocked down a lot of trees, but very happy that it cooled things down at least. Check out these blowdowns. This is completely blocking the path. As you can see, that's the blaze. This is the trail. Whew. Bad storms. Look at this, another one. just completely blocking the path. Definitely would not have wanted to be under that when that came down. I mean, I don't even know how I'm supposed to get through this. Jeez. All right, so the plan is to get to pre-shelter. It's still 20 miles away. It's gonna be a long day. All right, got about half a mile till the shelter. Did a 22-mile day with a lot of elevation. We're even finishing up with quite a steep climb, but feeling good overall. It's just been a really long day. But yeah, I think tomorrow we're only gonna have to do like 15 and we'll be able to hit the restaurant. So I guess it's all worth it. The elevation that I climbed here was like 2,000 more feet than the day that I did my 25-miler. So this is actually probably the toughest day, even though it wasn't the longest.